In this video, we will have a look on curves now and model a little pendant design. So what I will do, as usual, when you start here with the default scene, you remove everything there. You have your new collection. I will go there into the Jewelcraft and set units like this. I have millimeters here. What I would like is to play with the curve. So I will show you here a curve circle here, an option with the curve circle. And what I will do, and maybe let's say if we model a pendant, 1 millimeter is as radius is really not good. So maybe let's say 1.5 centimeters, so 15 millimeters here, and we will have something bigger like that. Okay, good. So we have this circle. This circle, if you go in edit mode here, you can see you have some handles, and we will talk about these handles later, but more or less it creates the possibility to move like that the object, and the curve will follow. You can see, so to modify the object and the curve will follow. So we will talk about this a little later, but what we will watch now is the options that we have into this Bezier circle here. By default it's in 3D. It means that if I move here and handle into the z-axis or whatever axis, it will change my object in 3 dimensions, okay? But if I enable 2D, I can move whatever, it will stay into the x and the y axis like that. So I cannot move it into the z axis. So it's to have a perfect flat design, and it gives us the possibility to fill here the design with here both. You choose both, it's the best, and like this you will fill the design with a big face in the center. So it's perfect, and I can still move that and it will be always filled. So I could add a modifier, a solidifier or something like that on it, but we have something that is directly here done for the curves to add some thickness on that, and here it's the extrude. As you can see, we have an extrude value here, 1.11 millimeter, let's say, for example. And if I look at it into orthographic view, I can see that there is one on this side and one on that side. And so it gives me 2 millimeters as thickness for this design, for example. You can play too with the bevel here. And when you play with the bevel with a 2D curve like that, it will give you a bevel around like this, okay? So if I put the resolution at 1, I have only one here, only one like that, and I can increase it, so you can see it will give me roundness into the corners, just like this, okay? So I can shade auto smooth. It was in auto smooth already. So okay, perfect. What we have now is just a circle. What is interesting is that you can just duplicate this circle here in edit mode. It has to be in edit mode to make it work. Scale it down, okay? Put it inside, and as you can see, not if there is intersections between the two, but if you are inside, you can see that there is the possibility to make here to make a design just like that. So let's say we would like make him smile a little, okay? And let's say he's happy like that. Okay, perfect. So now you have your little design here, okay? And you can add here whatever amount of little designs like this inside. Like for example, this one, if I scale it and duplicate it in the amount of time that I want, it's really easy to add some holes inside just like that, okay? And it makes good geometry. Geometry good, but not that good actually. If I have to, there is a limitation of it. you cannot bend it without having problems, this one. So it has to be flat. If, for example, I bend this one with another curve, like for example a size curve, and I put it there, you can see the result here. There are a lot of faces everywhere, impossible to manage like that. So it's really not good to use this to bend it. Even if it's bigger, you can see it creates really triangles everywhere. So I will show you the wireframe and you will understand why it's not easy to bend. You can see that you have a lot of little triangles, very distorted everywhere. It works when you don't watch it, when you don't watch the geometry that it creates automatically. But here, yeah, it's not really what we want. So let's say now we play with another object. So this one will move it into the x-axis or into the y-axis here, let's say, and I will add here a Bezier circle. The Bezier circle here, very little in the beginning. I will take it into the edit mode and scale everything like this. We can see what we have. So we have a curve with only two handles here. Okay. If I go in 2D the same way as I did there, I can just extrude the design like that, the curve, but it doesn't create any surface. Even if I put both like that, you can see it doesn't create any surface there. So how to do that? We have to go there and to go into the active spline and use the cyclic option, and it will now fill everything. So other operations that we can make with these handles here. So for example, if you select 2 and make a right click, you can subdivide to have one more. Okay, you can subdivide it. It will try to keep the shape and subdivide here. Something else that you can do as well is play with the type of handles. So you have the set handle types. So the first one by default for this curve, for the Bezier curve here, it's the align. Okay, so you can play with three points here. You have the center and it takes everything, and you have this one, and you can see that if I move it, the other one in the other side moves as well. So that's why it's aligned. And you have this one as well. Okay, so this is the aligned one. You have the here set handle type vector, and it gives an angle directly. So if I put a vector again here, okay, you have perfect line between the two always. And if I go there and put vector as well, so it can be like that. And you can see I can move, it will always keep the direct line between the two. So interesting as well. Okay, this one here, and it's the one that we did see here into that one in the beginning, the yellow one. The yellow one is the automatic. The automatic make the smoothest curve between the two dots like that. Okay, whatever I move, it will try to create always something so smooth like that. So interesting to have as well, but doesn't give all the possibilities. And the last one, it's the free. And when it's free, you do what you want. So you can move it like this, like that, or like this, and play with whatever you want. Okay, so as you can see here, I will come back with something smoother, with a kind of automatic, let's say. Okay, and it will be the same here. You can go there into the bevel and increase the bevel here a little, increase the extrude as well, and have what you want as a design here. So after you are free to do a lot of things. Let's take a real example to create a kind of little medal with an heart shape. Okay, with an heart shape. So let's go there. I will remove that, and I will start from let's say here a curve. So these curves here, they are not really useful for now, fur, it's really specific for character modeling. Here we have nubs curve and nubs circle. Honestly, I don't use it that much, and it's not really easy to use, and I don't recommend you to use that. The path will be very efficient to create things in 3D, and I will show you that in the next video. But mostly for 2D designs, like we do, flat design, so you will use Bezier and circle. So I will use circle again, put it in 2D, put there both, and I will want to create a shape of heart here. So what I will do, I will go there and go into set handle type and in vector, and with GX, sorry, yeah, I'm not well oriented, it's this one. Okay, set handle type vector and GY. Okay, let's say I start with that, and set handle type vector again, but GY as well. Okay, but this has to not be vector but free, and I would like to make a GY again with only there's two like that. You can see that it will create this kind of shape. I can scale into the x-axis or GY again. Okay, maybe this one with GY again might be better. Okay, and I will rotate a little that one, and the same for this one. And now what do we have? We have a shape of heart. It's magical, I like it. So now we have it. We are happy to go with the extrude here. We will put 1 millimeter, and we will put what is the size of it here? The item 30 millimeters. Yeah, perfect. So here now we would like to have a little bevel here, so I will add some bevel. 0.1, we start with that. Okay, let's say 0.2. Okay, perfect. And you can see that there is an increment here between some handles here when it's curved. You can play with this resolution here with 24, for example, and it will be smoother. And now we can play with this design itself. So what I would like is to add more personality to these hearts. For now it's very common and flat, so what I would like to do is to just move it like that. Okay, maybe make a little rotation of it. Good, and the same for that one, just to add more personality, just a little modification like this. Okay, and now we have a nice heart. Maybe we can take everything and make a little rotation, just like that. Perfect. Now we are ready to go with the rest of the design. So what I would like is little heart holes everywhere into this design. So what I will do, I will duplicate that and scale it down. So Shift D S, and I will just move that there and duplicate it and make a rotation of it, and duplicate it and make a rotation of it, and maybe a scale this one more little, and another one, scale it up, and another one, scale it down. You can even take with L a few ones like that and duplicate them just to fill easily some parts. If you don't want exactly the same, you scale it up, or you scale it into y-axis, for example, and invert it, okay, to have something like that. Let's take the same again and maybe scale it down, this one, and make a rotation of it like this, okay, to not have exactly the same thing. Maybe we can continue with that with Shift D. Just add some few more again here with this one, Shift D, to fill some parts and make rotations to not have exactly the same. And after you see the process, you just duplicate and fill everything that you want to fill. Okay, so I would like one here, one there, maybe that one to Shift D, scale it up, Shift D here, and put it there. Okay, let's say we are happy with that. Maybe one more here. It needs one more here. Okay, and we are good to go. So you have the design that you want, and after you can play with all the shapes that you want. The only thing is that it will be in 2D like that. So it can be very useful. You can import. If you go to File, Import there, SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics here, SVG, to add objects in Blender from Illustrator or other softwares that make SVG curves. And so you save from Illustrator, SVG, you import there, and it will be directly a flat surface that you will have this exactly. There's options to play with, to add thickness, to add things inside or whatever. So can be very useful as well to play with that. Then after, if we want, for example, here something to attach it to a chain here, we can add here another. Let's make it with curve. We can add a curve like that, 2D shape, same both here, almost the same, extrude, so maybe 0.8, it will be good, a big bevel, something like that, so less here, to have only this. Yeah, it looks good for me. And now if I just duplicate this, Shift D, right click and scale it, you will have, and scale everything, you will have more or less the shape that you need. Okay, with GY I can put it there like so. And after if you want to add a modifier here to cut it, so to add a modifier to cut, you can play here with the bool tool option, so it has to be converted into a mesh to cut it after. Okay, so you can go there and convert it to mesh. So now it's a curve, you see, but you can convert it to mesh, and now you have a mesh. You can see with all the geometry here that is available, and now you can play to cut, for example, this curve here and there with another object. Boolean operations will not work into curves, only into meshes. Okay, so it's important to know that. So for example, we want to cut it there, Control Shift minus, you know already the process, and now you have everything that is clean. Okay, and you have your little design of pendant. That's it for this video. We can we will continue to play with the curves into the next video. We will modeling decorations in 3D this time.